Alright, today's lesson is on science, cells, tissues, organs, and systems, as usual. And it's about organs today, by myself, obviously. Alright, now a little review on cells, except on something else. Alright, as usual, cells are microscopic beings that make up all forms of life. However, cells can band together to create, from smallest to largest order, tissues, which make organs, which make systems, which make bodies, actually, but either way. So, yeah, and cells make tissues, make organs, yeah. So, today's lesson on organs. Organs make up systems and are therefore essential to life. Well, a good life. Some of them aren't exactly vital, but... Anyways, organs are found in every living thing, though in microscopic beings, they are called organelles, because they are smaller. Organs, however, can be different from species to species because they need to adapt to their environment in order to survive. Now, basic organs. These organs, you should all know, like, for example, the heart, the brain, the lungs, which controls your nervous system, your circulatory system, and your respiratory system. But there are other things that are actually organs, though you don't exactly know them, such as the eyes and glands, special glands, like, for example, the sweat glands. Although many charts do show 7 major organ systems, such as the endocrine system and the circulatory system, there are actually more than 10. Organ importance. All organs are actually important, though their reputation is often undermined by a lack of popularity or actual interest, because no one really knows about them and they don't think they're organs. These organs aren't as important, which would be such as hair, because people don't have hair and they still survive. But there are others that are important, like the heart. Now, here are some examples of organs. Here, we have a pancreas. Pancreas is, you actually might know about it, but it's not as major as, say, the heart. The heart you should all know about because it controls your circulatory system and everything. Then here we have animal organs, because organs are found in all living things, and it's not just humans that have them. So here's the gizzard of a chicken, which is part of their digestive system, which is actually tougher than our human esophagus, which is the equivalent of a gizzard. So, because chickens do tend to swallow rocks to help them digest. And here we have a spider's abdomen, which is not really an organ, more like a collection of them, since you can find like the spinners, the silk producing things, and yeah. So here are some unpopular organs that are found in humans. Unpopular organs are known about, but they aren't really referred to as organs because, well, no one really knows about them. A good example of this would be the integumentary system, which is actually made up of the skin, the hair, and the nails, which would be organs. And those are only used to cover things. Organelles. Cells are living things, so they also have organs, though they have both different types and scales out of other organs. Cells work together for common jobs, so their organs and even their size are determined what they do. For example, fat cells are larger than muscle cells because fat cells do less work because they're just fat cells. They're just there to cover things. And examples of organelles would be the nucleus, which acts to a cell's brain, which tells it what to do, contains genetic information and all that. And the cilia, which is another organelle of the living cell, which causes movement. Now, adapted organs. Adapted organs belong to animals and plants who adapt their bodies to the environment in order to survive. Organs are still organs, but certain things don't have certain organs because they live in different places. But they are organs anyways. A good example of this would be the esca. What is an esca? It's what makes an anglerfish an anglerfish, the little bright thing that you find on an anglerfish. And why don't other living things have escas? Because they don't need them. In the dark abyss of an ocean, you're going to need an esca to see anything or attract anything in order to eat. So that's why an esca is found on an anglerfish. Now, plants. Plants do have their own set of organs because they live and they need to survive and everything. But many of these organs are not available in other species, especially animals, because plants tend to stay in one place and adapt to staying there throughout the year for many different plants. Now, what organs? A few species have almost no organs at all due to the adaptations they have made. A good example of this would be the sponge. Not the sponge material you find in the sink, the kitchen sink, more like the ocean. The sponge is found in the ocean, has no circulatory, respiratory, or digestive systems because they rely on the water to do it for them. But there are other adaptations that make the sponge special, like some of their cells are capable of movement, which is surprising since you never see a sponge actually move. And to summarize everything up, all living things have organs, no matter how small they are. Organs create systems which contain the host body. And certain organs can be found in certain species which adapt to their environment.